it's Spence, the evil genius from Widget Laboratory with your Lab Secrets tip of the day. All right, this is part 2 of 2 and showing you the new Lab Secrets dashboard as well as the Lab Secrets theme framework. Now, in the last video, I showed you how on this About page, we're going to go ahead and change the structure to suit. Now, there's a lot of things we can do, but we started out by deprecating the center content area and then adding it back in with a little more content. Now I'm going to go and take it one step further. Let's get it all the way back down to a clean page with nothing on it except the standard About. So what we're going to do is basically go through each of the zones, and we're going to tell it that we do not want it to show on the About page. So in this particular case, I'm going to just hide the top banner. I'm going to go in the right sidebar, and in this particular case, I think the only thing I have on my right sidebar is I've got my Who's Online and my admin. I've got my banner. So let's go ahead and get rid of all of those. So first thing we're going to do is get rid of the login box by hiding it. We're going to get rid of the Who's Online by hiding it. Now, I should mention that you don't necessarily have to hide it completely. You could just tell it to selectively hide it. If I wanted to selectively hide it, I just simply say the root of the page I want to hide it on, as well as if I want to add the wildcard of the slash star, that means, the root of this page plus anything after it. Now that will do the same thing. Or if I'm just lazy and I want to just get everything, I click on hide. I want to hide the About recently active members. I'm going to hide the calendar. You notice that I'm able to individually control each and every one of these so that it basically is only affecting one item at a time. This means that on each of the particular zones, and I have in this case 6 different zones, I can control which particular widget shows up in each of those zones on which particular page. And in our later upgrade to this particular feature, we're going to be able to give you the power to actually control by permission level using Lab Protect. So you'll be able to say, I want to have a page that has a right-hand sidebar area where there's a widget that appears only on the About page or only on the Photos page. And I only want it to be seen by somebody who has a permission level of, let's say, premium member, and not to be shown to general public or anyone else. When you take the 3 variables, which is the zone you're trying to create, the widget you're putting inside of it, and then the visibility of that widget, you've got something. But we add that 4th dimension of permission level. So now you've got 4 dimensions all against each other. You have exponential capability. All right, so let me finish up this last task of hiding everything. Now, just right now, let's see what the results are. I should have hidden basically everything on the right side, and it did do that. Now, last but not least, you'll notice I have that center top content, which right now is stretching to fill this zone. One of the tricks I can do is I'm using some dynamic sizing here. So if I go over, and again, this is the center top content area. If I go ahead and close these down a little, go to that center top content area, scrolling up here. It's like cleaning up your house. Okay, so we got the top content area on the About page, and I was using dynamic, so that was 685. I'm going to make that 940 pixels wide, and I'm going to get rid of that little junk at the bottom I added. And when I save it, you'll see that I have created a nice page that has a beautiful 1-column layout with the main header. I've got my drop-down menus. I've got the center top content banner, my About, and then the footer block. Now, the footer block is going to have some accessories, those lab tchotchkes. Let's say you wanted to put in a 4-column setup for your footer block, and you just don't know any HTML. Not a problem at all. Basically, with the lab tchotchke, it's just like our old foot doctor. You'll just drop it in place, and it'll be readily styled for you. And that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about, where you don't need to be a designer in order to get these various layouts. Last but not least, let me show you what happens when I change the theme altogether. Now, this isn't entirely the only way to do this, but I'm going to do this real quick and dirty. I'm going to go ahead and drag a special text box in here that has some code in it that shows a top widget. And I'm going to go ahead to the themes area in the Lab Secrets box, and I'm going to switch over to this new Sea Light theme. And when I do, make sure that I get it right over here, active. When I go